We're spending 2 weeks in Albania and have already visited some incredible places. In our first 2 videos, we've explored the stunning, unspoiled landscape of the Albanian Alps and wandered around the vibrant capital city of Tirana.
Now we're heading down into the south of the country to explore some of Albania's traditional towns before making for the coast to soak up the sun on the Albanian Riviera.
Welcome to Berat, everybody.
It's beautiful here. Such an amazing little town.
Really
Fantastic.
unique to what we've seen so far
Yeah.
here. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You can really get a feel for all of the different civilizations that have imposed their mark on this area. It feels a lot more Middle Eastern or Ottoman compared to the concrete, blocky, communist sort of era buildings. So it's really interesting to walk around. We're only here for 1 day.
Yeah, but I think that's enough to walk around because it's not a big place at all.
Berat is located on the banks of the Osum River in the south of Albania and is known as the City of 1,000 Windows due to the large number of windows built into its stone houses.
The city is broken up into 3 main districts. We started the day by wandering across the Gorica Bridge to Gorica on the south side of the river. Here you'll find loads of traditional Ottoman houses, narrow cobbled streets and great views out over to the Mangalam district.
The paths could use a little bit of work, I think.
Yeah, definitely wear some supportive shoes not to cross here or high heels.
We crossed over the river into the Mangalam district, which is filled with even narrower passageways and staircases crisscrossing the hillside. Really is a strange place. From the front you would think all the streets kind of look like this, kind of nice.
Cute.
The majority of it is just in disrepair. It's a weird contrast to what you see from the front. It's still very pretty. I thought it'd be a bit more bustling in here, like more people wandering around, but it's very quiet, almost feels kind of abandoned. Kind of an odd contrast, what you see on the front and the reality behind it. I would say about 30 minutes, maybe an hour to explore the main area of the town. You don't need much more than that. Now we are hiking right up to the top of the hill because up at the top there is a castle, which a lot of our Albanian towns have. So a little bit out of breath at the moment. It's a long way and it's very hot. Yeah.
Got all the souvenir shops, the streets. It's very nice.
Yeah, didn't expect that. Definitely a lot more varied up here than we imagined. You've almost got 2 parts of it. There's the extension of the town of Berat. It might be called something different, I'm not sure. And then the castle section as well on the other end of the place. But it's a massive area and totally free to enter, so well worth coming up here.
Don't forget to check out the ruins of the centuries-old Red Mosque and water cistern whilst you're wandering around the castle. You'll also find a beautiful Byzantine-style church called the Holy Trinity Church on the west slopes of the castle, a perfect place to end your day in Berat and watch the sunset from.
So So just heading down from Berat Castle. I'm gonna go and get a nice cold drink, which is well earned, I think. It's very, very hot. Berat was really, really pretty. You absolutely can just be here for one day, even one afternoon, and be able to see everything.
Yeah, but definitely spend more time to the castle and the surrounding area, because it's really beautiful.
Yeah, and definitely come up to the castle around sunset as well, because it's much better for the light and much better just in terms of the temperature as well. We've got one more stop on this road trip through the central part of Albania before we head to the coast, and that's going to be Gjirokaster. We are really excited to show you around there, and we will see you when we arrive. Welcome to Gjirokaster. We're only here for one day, and that's probably all you need. It's another really small town, so we're just going to be exploring around. There's a cool hike you can do, there is a castle you can come up to with amazing views over the city, and the old town itself, which we're going to explore a little bit later. Now, one thing that Berat and Gjirokaster have in common is that they are both on huge hills, very tiring when it's so hot. This morning we are hiking up to the Ali Pasha Bridge, which is up above Gjirokaster. Definitely not an easy hike. I recommend doing it in the morning when it's cooler, because it's like about 8:30 now and it's already boiling hot. We're already getting some amazing views out over the valley. Hopefully only about another 15 or 20 minutes to get there.
I'm already a hot, sweaty mess. Yeah. But we're worth it. I'm afraid of coming down, to be honest with you. I might be a hot, sweaty mess going up. At least I've got a grip.
I don't think you can tell on the camera how steep this is. It's like serious gradient.
This is going up, and further up.
Oh, this must be a good sign. Must be almost there.
I think we have just arrived to Ali Pasha Bridge.
Very old.
It is.
I don't know how old it is.
I just know I need to look it up.
Yeah.
Very cool. I really like this valley. It reminds me of some of the valleys in the Peak District.
Yeah.
Cool about this place that there's literally nobody else here. Just a couple of shepherds herding their sheep and goats. Oh,
This is.
and it's so beautiful.
We're just leaving the bridge, gonna head back down into Gjirokaster, head down to the castle. Because again, Gjirokaster, like all of these Albanian towns, has a big castle on the hill overlooking it. Definitely worth coming up to the bridge if you're interested in nature and just being out and away from the crowds a little bit. Pretty difficult hike up, so if you're not too bothered about that, probably give it a miss. But we really enjoyed it. So if you're anything like us, I think you'll enjoy it too. We've made it here to Gjirokaster Castle now. Unlike the castle in Berat, you do have to pay to enter this one. It's more of like an actual castle rather than a castle and a town mixed together. It's only 400 lek per person to get in, which is not too bad. And it's a big area, so there's lots to explore. We headed down from the castle into the old town of Gjirokaster, which is another UNESCO World Heritage Site and a well-preserved example of an Ottoman town. We spent some time exploring the main streets and browsing the traditional shops, selling everything from beautiful ceramic plates to gorgeous patterned rugs.
After a quick stop for a refreshing ice cream, we walked over to Skanduli House, which is one of the few traditional Ottoman houses you can take a tour of in Gjirokaster. These houses have been preserved as they would have been during the era, and it's fascinating to see what life would have been like for the men and women of this time period.
So we just finished exploring Gjirokaster. Really beautiful little town. Definitely worth a stop on your Albania trip for sure.
Really enjoyed the tour around the house. I recommend doing that if you're in the area, and the hike as well.
Yes.
It was really cool because it was just the two of us.
So we are heading to the coast next. We're going to get a bus to a place called Himare on the coast, and we're going to spend a couple of days there exploring the Albanian coastline.
Albania really has it all.
It does.
So.
Himare is a small coastal town located along the stunning Albanian Riviera in the south of the country. The town itself has a couple of nice beaches along its waterfront area, with many restaurants and bars lining the promenade and serving some delicious Greek and Albanian food. You can take a boat trip out to some of the hidden coves in the area from here, or just come down to watch a beautiful sunset over the harbour. Well, the main beach in Himare is nice and definitely a place you can relax if you want to. We've heard that there's an even better beach, a short hike just across to the next bay. It's called Lavadi Beach, and it's supposed to be much nicer, like sand, just really calm waters, and it's pretty easy to get to. There is a road that goes across to the bay on the opposite side to Lavadi Beach, and we are currently hiking across that trail. Seen a few other people coming back the other way, so we presume that it's okay to do and it's accessible. Good hike, get the sweat up a little bit, get a bit hot, and then on the other end we can just jump into the sea.
Lavadi Beach was well worth the hike to get to. Although it wasn't a sandy beach as we'd been led to believe, there were plenty of beautiful sunbeds to relax on if we'd wanted to avoid the rocks. The water was a gorgeous shade of blue and the sun was shining, so we laid out our towels for a little while and took a well-earned dip in the sea.
So if you didn't know by now, we are not really beachy sort of people. We like the thought of coming down to the beach, but when we're here, we just really can't sit still. Spent about 30 to 45 minutes here. A nice dip, cooled down. Now we are off exploring. We're gonna go all the way up there, which is where the old town of Himare is, and Himare Castle.
As well.
So we're excited to go check that out. That was a long climb to the top, at least half an hour, but we finally made it to the old town.
I don't think that it's going to be downhill on the way back.
Yes, well, let's go and have a little explore, get up to the castle, see what we can see.
Oh, when you think you've done climbing, you have more to go.
This place honestly feels deserted. Honestly doesn't feel like there's anybody here. It's kind of a mix between newer buildings and then like old decaying buildings. Yeah, it's a weird contrast and doesn't seem to be any tourists up here or anything. Just us wandering around. Overall, I think it's definitely worth coming up for the views alone.
Yeah, it's beautiful and it's very abandoned.
It's interesting.
I really enjoyed walking around it, but mind your step because you just never know.
That brings our time in Himare to an end. It's a pretty small place. Again, you could probably do all this in a day, but if you want a little bit longer here to relax on the beach, then it's a really nice place for that. The water was really nice.
It's definitely better than other places like Saranda because I've heard that it's more expensive as well. So if you want a cheaper alternative, then definitely come to Himare because it's beautiful.
If you have a car, it can easily be a stop off as well. The whole Albanian Riviera is worth exploring. If you do have that option, then I definitely would advise to do that. That brings our Albanian adventure to an end. We are going to be heading to a very exciting country next that we've been wanting to go to for a long time.
This is actually our 4th time trying to enter this country, so
yeah, so stay tuned till the next video to find out where we're going. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing, and we will see you on our next adventure.
Bye.
Bye.